We are glad to be on your screens on a Sunday night. It means only one thing: Scorecard is live on Citi TV. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Wonderful evening. Greetings to everybody who is tuned in to watch the show from inside Ghana, from outside Ghana, wherever you are. We'll have our text and WhatsApp lines on your screen so you can drop us a comment. As far as sports this week and the items on the menu are concerned, the Black Queens of Ghana, they were hoping to qualify for the Paris Olympics next round, which was the final round before you eventually secure qualification. It did not happen for them despite a hard-fought game. 3-3 is how it turned out when they went all the way to Zambia in Ndola. We'll check on that one, and then we'll get some action on the CAF club competitions. Mediama Sporting Club and Dreams FC have been in action. Mediama, this is bye-bye to their journey. Dreams FC could not win this weekend, but the work they've done has spoken for them, and so they have progressed on goal difference. We'll also talk about the Manchester derby, the future of Eric Ten Hag, and also Liverpool and Arsenal's chances. A lot to chew on the show today on Scorecard. Stay with us to do a quick turnaround. When we come back, I'll introduce my guests. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Let's get to my guests. Coach Christopher Nimili and Edwin Kwakofi are here. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Always
man.
a pleasure to be here.
That is nice. I'm happy to have you here because people are beginning to, brew some conspiracy. Somebody said that there's a lot of the times when United lose games, coach doesn't show up on Scorecard. And I said, it just happens that a few of the times when United have lost, you've been under the weather. So it's just what it is. But today we are happy to have you here.
Yeah.
And to put it out there, coach is no longer a United fan. So don't be associating Manchester United related things with Coach Nimli, just to put that out there. But how are you guys doing?
We are doing fine.
Great. Good to have you guys on the show. Let's get right into it. Our time is a little gone. Let's start off with the Black Queens, because that game served up a lot of drama. They lost in Accra by 0-0, and we're hoping to make amends when they traveled all the way to Zambia. There was the final slot in the Olympic qualifiers up for grabs. In the end, Nora Hoodler and her ladies did not have enough in the tank. That was heartbreaking. Just watching the goals, just watching the sequence of play, just knowing that they were this close to qualifying. Let me start with you, Edwin. Your lessons taken away from the entire Queens qualification experience?
The biggest lesson is ensure the Queens have full focus on their games and they don't have to think about something else. And that's basically what caused them. The first leg loss to Zambia, that is what caused them. And we know the circumstances leading into that game. The whole hullabaloo over the bonuses, whether they were going to be paid or not. And that's it was on the minds of the players clearly when they went onto the pitch. When the fans came into the stadium, they were thinking, if we don't play well, these people will say we don't deserve the money. What would they think? What would they think when they see us on the pitch?
Too many Obviously, things to be thinking about.
Yeah, it plays on the minds of the players and it gets to them. All the talk on social media, all the talk on radio, all the talk on TV, they see it, they hear it, they feel it, basically. So when the fans came into the stadium, there's an added pressure on them to win. They did not win. Yeah. They went to Zambia without the focus of the people, their fans, without any of that pressure. Look at the performance they gave us. They were this close, as you said, this close to making it through. Look at the players, the goals that were scored, the kind of football that they play.
Top level
goals, top level of play. And this is what we've been seeing from the Black Queens game after game after game under Nora Hoodler. It's important that they keep her in charge, find a way to motivate her, incentivize her to stay at the job, because she's doing a wonderful job with this team. And look, with the core of this team, Doris Bedua, Gifty Esifua, the other players who are in the team, if they keep them together, if they keep them in the squad, if the selections are kept as they are, the right players being brought into the side, there are no external off-field issues distracting the team days before important matches. They are giving all the support they need. Everything that is owed them is paid on time, and they are given the right preparation ahead of games. This team is going to do something special, because what I've seen from them so far has been really brilliant, and they need all the support that we can give them.
Coach,
Yeah.
You have always talked about transitions being broken and whatnot. What's the future of this team? I mean, they have a women's AFCON to play, but aside that, really, what lays ahead for them?
Look, the future is very bright. Although we've been banned from the under-17 level, and we only see our ladies at that level, I think, in 2 years' time, this team is, to some extent, relatively young. And when I look at the under-20 team, those preparing for the All-African Games, there are 5 of the players in that team that I do believe, after the AFCON, without delay, the transition will have to go straight to the Black Queens. So the future is bright. The future can even get brighter if the head coach of the team, Hudla, is kept, because she's built a chemistry with the players. She understands them. And for me, I'm so happy for her because she showed that she can always learn from her mistake.
Yeah.
All things being equal, we were to beat the Zambians here in Ghana. Like Edwin rightly said, if we had done our things
right,
we should be going past the Zambians. Look, some 15 years ago, we were second only to Nigeria.
Yep.
The bar has changed.
And even then, it used to flip around.
That's right.
Ghana come on top, Nigeria come on top.
Exactly. But after that, we've dipped. We've allowed Zambia, Morocco, South Africa, Cameroon, and Nigerians have always been there.
Yeah.
These countries have all gone ahead of us in the women's game. So the least we can do is to make sure that we give them and provide for them at all times.
Yeah.
These are ladies. Even when it comes to you getting closer to a lady. No more. If you tell them what they want to hear, if you show them what they want to see, if you give them what they want to, have you ever doubted a woman before? Oh, no more. I'm asking a simple question. I didn't say you should laugh.
No, I haven't. Look, I mean, once you do what is right.
Look, I was in church today, and the title from my pastor, Pastor Richmond Say, ICGC, Heaven's Temple, he said, the blessings that comes with having people around.
Yeah.
When God created everything, he said it was good. There was only one thing that God didn't create, or that God created, say it was not good. God said it was not good for man to be alone. So God made man fall asleep, and then he created the woman from the man. Meaning that with that woman, creation in itself was incomplete. So if you are dealing with the people who actually comes to complete creation, why do you deprive them of their hard-earned benefit? Why do you do that? For me, the only lesson, never again should we treat our women different from any of our national team, male national teams. After all, they are not asking for the same money. They are not demanding for equal reward. What they are saying is that whatever is due them, having promised them, make sure
you give them.
As for the football, I am waiting on the AFCON, and I will take the opportunity to encourage the ladies, the Black Queens, the head coach, Nora Hutla, the Ghana Football Association. This looks like the only good thing that is happening under Keto Kreku. And I want to credit him for that. I want to credit him for that. But the job is not done yet. We need to go to the AFCON and not go there and be mere participants.
True.
We want to be counted. I will finally say that we have arrived if we can get to the last 4. Anything apart from the last 4, we will still have a long way to go. The football was good. It was so unfortunate that they drew the game in the manner in which they drew, because they had the lead twice. They came back from behind.
And that's what hurts the most.
That's what hurts them.
Yeah.
They led twice. And they deserved every lead. But one of the lessons I'm very sure that the head coach will learn will be how to preserve the lead.
Yeah.
If you look at the manner in which they considered that second goal, the ball was there to be won. We had two of our players crashing into each other, and then the Zambian to the one pass, and they were
40-yard pass.
We scored brilliant. All our goals, they couldn't.
Yeah, really good individual goals.
We earned the right to take the lead. But the goals we gave to them were all giveaway. You want to credit them for the first goal. That was a brilliant goal. 1v1, that Zambian lady. Ooh.
Yeah, she went past like three players,
Then she just
positioned herself, just finessed the ball.
We are usually used to Ellen Haaland, Thierry Henry, men doing such care into the back.
That was amazing.
Similar from the Angolan player, and they just ended AFCON, where he just picked his way and threw it in the back of the net. If a woman can do that, it means the game has evolved.
It has.
It has truly evolved.
I mean, look at the pass, the pass for the second goal. That's like a 40-yard pass.
So don't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will learn from this and they'll make us proud in the AFCON.
We wish the Black Queens well in their future endeavors. They fought a good fight. Let's get to some CAF club competitions now. Mediama Sporting Club were up against Belouizdad. They lost that game by 3-0. I mean, their journey ended last week. This was just a game that had to be played as a matter of formality. Dreams FC were also up against Rivers, I believe, in their own game. Yes, they lost that game by 2-1 as well, but they qualify top of the table on goal difference. Let's get back-to-back highlights of both games. So Mediama first and then Dreams FC. So Karim Zito, Mr. Tracking and getting free, getting the job done. I say that, look, all the turmoil that's been happening in Ghana football has put a dark cloud over what Dreams FC have been doing. They've been amazing in the CAF club competitions. I mean, never mind that they lost this particular encounter, but you don't top the table by being lackluster all competitions. They've been really good. They deserve to qualify. Mediama, though, they knew by last weekend that they were not qualifying, but the effort was shocking.
Yeah, it was very, very shocking, especially that first goal. Highly suspicious. I don't know what the player was thinking about. If we could go back there.
Yeah.
You were controlling, you were heading towards your own goal. Your defender was coming to take the ball in the opposite direction. Rather,
then you decided to
dribble
pass
his
back.
defender and pass the ball to the player for him to go and score. What sort of football is that? That was very, very bad. I don't know what the mentality was. But at this level, every game is an opportunity to showcase yourself. Every game is a learning curve. They are looking at winning the Ghanaian League again.
Yep.
So you can only learn from situations like this and decide that the next time I'm given such an opportunity, surely I'll go in there and do better. So look, last week when they failed to beat El Ali, that was when we knew that they were completely out of it. They started that game so well that at the end of the day, the El Ali experience came to the fore and then got what was important. On the part of Dream FC, congratulations to them. Highly, highly massive. I didn't give them any chance of qualifying out of the group because of the way our football...
It's their first time.
Their very first outing too. Very inexperienced. But they have a very experienced manager. A manager who's seen it all.
Won the Under-20 championship.
Won the Under-20 championship. So he understands his football. So at the end of the day, I think he was their main weapon. And he's gotten the players to believe in his way of doing things. And when he speaks, I like the way he goes about his things. He's the one doing all the talking. So tactical or practically, he's shielding his players. And he's putting himself out there. And allowing these guys to feel free, less pressure on them, and play to instruction. Go and play. And the goal that the young chap scored, Abdulaziz, absolutely brilliant. This is the chap some of us have been saying that he indeed, I fancy him to be the best player in our league. He is that good. Technically, he is that good. 1v1, surely he's there. I know he will soon be sold by the people at Dream. If we go for
it is the way of the ecosystem.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, we need players like this to make our league better, to stay in our league for at least 2 or 3 seasons, so that they will be, at some point in time, they will hand over the baton to the inexperienced ones for them to carry it on. But once very sure he's going to leave the shores of Ghana, and our standard will drop. Once the standard drop, wherever we want to find ourselves in the next 2 or 3 years, we may not get there. But look, congratulations to Dreams FC. congratulations to Karim Zito. But hey, if you are an Oliver Twist, you should continue to ask for more. Having qualified to the quarterfinals of the competition,
you want to go all the way now.
End there. I don't know who the opposition is at this moment, but whoever it is, wherever it is played, you want to give it your best shot. Because it is 11v11. At the end of the day, if you keep believing and you keep doing what is right, get the boys to be tactically disciplined, listen to the head coach, stay to the game plan, prepare very well for whoever your opponent may be. There's every chance. You may not know, because some other countries are given 4 slots. We want that 4 slot. Unfortunately, Mediama did not help our cause. But in Dreams FC, if they continue, at least I think if they get to the semi-finals, they brighten our chances.
Of getting
we may not be given the 4 slot the next time around. But if we can have our teams
start performing consistently,
consistently 3-4 times,
it builds up your points.
And then we may enter into that point gap that qualifies us to get the 4 slot back. But look, congratulations to them. But like I've already said, they should look at going a step further. Please, it shouldn't end here. Don't be satisfied. This is nothing, actually. This is actually nothing. You've achieved nothing.
You want to get out of the group stage as a formality.
Exactly. So you want to now go and then rock shoulders with the big boys and see how well. Is this no, I think we've gone past this, where the Champions League people drop.
Yeah, we've gone past that.
We've gone past that stage. So it means they are co-equals now. Go rock shoulders and see whether you can go a step further.
Edwin?
Look, what impresses me about Dreams' group stage competition is the fact that they won the group, which means they avoid the best out of whoever they are going to face. So it makes their chances even better. Now you win.
I think they'll go away first. Bring the second leg here to Ghana. That is why they should aim higher.
Yes, they've been very impressive at home, and that's why I talk about 7 goals at home, 2 conceded. They've won all their home games. If they keep up this home form, they stand every chance of making it as far as possible in the competition. You just win your home games, ensure you get something away from home, and you give yourself the best chance. What worried me about this game is Seth Ajiman was red carded in this game, and he has been a constant in their squad throughout the group phase. Losing him for the next round, I don't know how it's going to affect them, whether it's going to force them to change their strategies a bit. But
was it a direct red card?
Yeah, it was a straight red card. So it was very unfortunate in a game that really didn't matter. In the large scheme of things, it was very unfortunate for him to get the red card. But for Mediama, look, this was a chance to showcase yourself, give your team or your players some winning momentum. They couldn't take it. Maybe Belouizdad were more motivated to get the victory in this one since they had a chance to qualify. But
they were terrible.
They were terrible.
Let me give you numbers from that CAF Champions League group stage just to put things in perspective. So Mediama and Jwaneng Galaxy conceded the most goals in the group phase, 12 goals each. Considered 12 goals each. Now, guess what? El Ali scored 6 goals in the group phase, and 4 of those goals were scored against Mediama. Wow. So El Ali only got 2 other goals from the other team. So they beat Yanga probably like 1-0, beat Belouizdad. They ended up with 12 points. So they really got a good harvest from Mediama Sporting Club. Now, if you look at some of the notable numbers from that group phase as well, like I said, El Ali considered just 1 goal the whole of the group phase. 1. Wow. The whole group phase scored 6, considered 1. So like you always say, you don't have to be scoring a lot of goals to be dominant. Exactly. This looks like a dominant team. Yep. Yeah. 6 goals scored, 1 conceded, 12 points in the bag. Very good job done. Yanga did 8 points. Belouizdad did 8 points as well, but goal difference won't allow them. Petro Atletico also finished with 12 points, scored 5 goals and conceded none throughout the whole group phase. And then Esperance finished with 11 points, came in second, scored 6 and conceded 3. Now look at Mamelodi Sundowns. They finished with 13 points in the group phase. They scored 7 goals and conceded just 1 as well. So this just gives ASEC Mimosa, scored 7, conceded 2, finished with 11. So it just gives you an idea of where our clubs need to be in terms of rubbing shoulders with the top guns on the continent. Some of these teams don't mind whether it's away or home. They beat teams home and away, and they give away very little in terms of goals. So that's the word on the CAF Inter-Club competitions. Let's take our first break here on the show. When we come back, we'll get into some league stuff, and then we'll break out into some European stuff as well. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. The text and WhatsApp lines will be displayed on your screens there. Do share your thoughts with us. We'll be reading them as the show goes along. Let's get to the Ghana Premier League now. Accra Hearts of Oak, they were in action against Nsuachaman, and then there was also Kumasi Asante Kotoko up against Bibiani Gold Stars. Let's get back-to-back highlights of those two games. The Hearts fans say Ouattara Ball is here to stay. You can see, I haven't seen Hearts of Oak look this confident in going forward in a minute. I'm not trying to overbeat it, but they've looked pretty decent.
That was a good game. But
They are changing things, and the change is reflecting on the pitch.
no, they should be very calm. There's still a long, long way to go.
Yeah.
If you defend like that, you saw the goal they gave away. Clearly unacceptable.
Really bad goal. Yeah.
Very, very bad goal. So there are a lot to be fixed with this team because so many things are not well. But having said that, it is a good note to start. And when a team like Hearts of Oak should be used to going away from home and beating teams. Dreams have qualified for the what? Quarterfinals of the what? Of the CAF
Confed Cup.
At the very first time of asking them to do so. For Kotoko, I think Prosper is doing a wonderful job. You see,
he's managed to stay. You kept saying that.
I kept saying it. Just be calm with the man.
Yeah. Give him time.
Give him
figure it
time.
out.
He will do the job, and he too to focus on the team, and they'll be fine. I think they will go all the way and they'll win the league.
Let's move on to Europe straight away. Let's start off with Chelsea Football Club because that is where the juicy talking points are. Chelsea always give you juicy talking points. Edwin is already shaking his head, but that's what it is. They were up against Brentford in what was supposed to be a straightforward game, but these days there's nothing straightforward really for Chelsea. Ended 2-2. When we are done with that, we'll do another game where we'll check out that Liverpool game that saw Darwin Nunez score in that final minute. So let's check out back-to-back highlights, and then we'll come back in studio and discuss. Let's start off with that Chelsea game. Let me start off with you, Edwin. So 2-2 is how it ended. Frustrating game for Chelsea because they took the lead in that game, I believe, and then they were pegged. Before I knew the score was 2-1 in that match. I was following other games. Takeaways from that one.
Look, immediately you'd want to say bad result for Chelsea. But I think this was a game that was defined by the coaches. I think they made the difference in this game. First of all, Brentford gave Chelsea way too much respect in the first half. They sat back, allowed Chelsea to have the ball, allowed them to play around the pitch. And eventually Chelsea got the space on the right with Malo Gusto, who put in the ball for Nicholas Jackson to score. In the second half, and I think Thomas Frank had a lot of words with his players, he told them to push up a lot more. And that restricted Chelsea's space. And it forced them back as well. So it allowed the Brentford's wing backs, Reguilon on one side and Roslev on the other, to push up more. And one instruction that went to the Brentford players was to put more balls into the box. Chelsea were not able to deal with aerial balls in yesterday's game. And that was one factor which resulted in Pochettino starting with 3 defenders instead of the usual 2 that he plays in the middle of the defense. So he started with 3 to deal with Brentford's threats in the air. But they couldn't deal with that effectively enough. In the second half, it became worse because the wing backs were pushing up more and sending balls across into the box. The first goal resulted from that. A cross from Roslev, Reguilon met it, Roslev came and hit it in. Second goal, Reguilon was on the other side. He puts the ball in. Chelsea failed to deal with it. Wissa takes the shots. And that would have been an effective strategy for Brentford to win the game. They had Chelsea under the cosh. They had them pinned back. And then Pochettino made a change. He took one of the centre-backs out. He took, I believe it was Levi Colwell or Trevor Chalobah, and brought in Sterling. Up until then, Cole Palmer had a poor game because he had been marked out of it by Brentford's players. But once Sterling came in, it meant another attacking threats that Brentford had to take care of. So now they were stretched. The defenders had to go wide to take care of Sterling, Jackson, and Cole Palmer. And once Cole Palmer was freed, he was able to take control of the game. His passes were getting through. His crosses were getting through. He created the equalizer for Chelsea. So I think the managers made a difference in this one. It wasn't a terrible game for Chelsea because they had control of the first half.
Yep.
Just couldn't take the chances that came to them. In the second half, Brentford took over, but then Chelsea responded really well. It's not the ideal results. I'm sure they would have wanted the win, but to go to Brentford and get a point from there with the way Brentford played in this game, I think it's well done. I'm sure in future games, Chelsea will improve. They will start getting the results, but I think it's a creditable result in this one for both sides.
Could just touch briefly on that before we talk about the Liverpool game.
Yeah, I think, again, going forward, Chelsea will have to find a way of not conceding goals. It is looking increasingly the norm that for them to win games, like I always
goals,
say,
4 goals.
3 goals, 4 goals, 2 goals, no. It can't be so. There are times where you need to accept the fact that just a goal will be more than enough to win you the game. There's no doubt with this team going forward. But what they've always
Because this was one of their big problems under Tuchel, Potter. They went long stretches where they couldn't score goals.
Exactly. There's no doubt going forward. But again, there's always the doubt having the marksman to put the ball in the back of the net. Just before Nicola Jackson scored, we saw the situation where he went past the goalkeeper and there was absolutely no conviction in his finish. So going forward, there's nothing they can do about it this season. Next season, I'll be shocked if they don't go and get a proper number 9. In going for a proper number 9, you don't go for an understudy, somebody who needs to be taught the rudiment of who a striker is all about. Chelsea have shown.
Go for somebody with
that
reputation.
if you can pay over 100 million for 2 deals,
No, there's cash.
it means there's money.
There's cash.
So identify that proper number 9.
Yeah.
Go show them the cash and bring him on board. Because I think that if they can fix that number 9 situation and get, I think they need another centre back who is a renowned leader. Badelshi, Disasi,
Wesley
Fofana, you can't trust.
Yeah,
Because
so he's
of the
even out
ACL.
today.
He's
Yeah,
completely
you put him on ice.
When he comes back, you only hope he stays fit. But as to whether he can stay fit,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. So get
a
a
shame,
proper
such a
number.
good player.
Yeah, get a proper defender who will lead this team. In midfield, they don't have a problem. In Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and Romeo Lightver, who is yet to come back into this team, alongside Gallagher, they've got proper
Solid
workaholics
midfield.
that can get the job done throughout the season. All they need to do is to get a number 9. I think if they get a proper number 9, they'll begin to see the best out of Raheem Sterling as well. Because now he wouldn't be required to carry the burden of this team.
That really has been his problem this season.
And he himself, over the years, he's never been a renowned goal scorer. I think he's had only 20 goal a season.
And even that season, he wasted a ton of chances to get his 20
Exactly.
goals.
So solve the problem in getting a proper number 9, and let's see how they will go.
Well, Liverpool against Nottingham Forest provided a lot of drama. It also meant that Liverpool won really at the death and kept their lead at the top of the table. Now, it's the first time they are winning at the City ground in 40 years.
Wow.
Yes, 40 years they
What
are
a
not
win.
won.
What a
They had gone there 6 times in recent times and had come out with literally the best was a draw.
Yeah, but we did a game on radio. And
Yeah.
remember, I kept saying they'll win. I kept saying they'll win because, see, Liverpool is that sort of a team that clearly understands their situation.
Yeah.
And once you have a team that does that, the players will never lie low. They will never say die.
Yeah.
They'll always try to find a way through. And for me, I was so happy the manner in which they were able to get that win. We all know that Darwin Núñez and co have not been fully fit. So Klopp started with the young guys. And Luis Diaz was their only genuine threat.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed in Gakpo because one would have thought that in games like this, given the opportunity,
He was atrocious
throughout
in
the
this
game.
game.
Very bad in
Surprised
the
he
final
actually
third.
lasted how long he did.
And, look, very bad in the final third. But once the Japanese player Endo got introduced and he started pushing the ball forward, very simple, one touch, pass, give and go. And Darwin Núñez was also part of the frame. It was very clear that they started threatening a bit more. And McAllister must be credited. Look, the manner
about
in
to
which
mention him.
he won the ball, 10, but for him to believe in his left
He
foot,
chipped that
to
ball
be able
into the
to
box.
chip the ball hoping that Darwin Núñez, who was at the time behind the
Would be able
defender,
to get to
would
it.
be able to get another ball. It takes,
Case in point,
look, it takes the
a season
DNA.
or two ago, that would have been Jordan Henderson on that ball.
Exactly.
That ball, he probably would have turned and ballooned that ball or turned
somewhere.
and passed it backwards.
Exactly. But of course, the man showed that he's a World Cup winner. He's learned the trade from the likes of Leo Messi
Yeah.
and co, Di
Yep.
Maria and co, De Paul and co. So he needed to bring it to the fore. And I needed Liverpool to win because of next week. Because of next week. I really don't. Somebody is saying that if Liverpool wins the league, they would have equal Man United 20th place.
Yeah.
So that should worry me. I don't care. I don't support United. I don't care.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't care. What I really care
You
about...
can't be bothered about anything.
No, I don't
United.
care about anything United.
Oh,
What
my
I
goodness.
don't want to happen is for Pep Guardiola to win this league 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
No.
That's
We
one
have
of
touted-
Fergie's
We have
standing.
touted the league
Yeah.
as the best. And it cannot be turned into a farmers league.
Farmers League.
It
Well,
cannot.
well.
So I wanted Liverpool to, and like I was telling today on the program on radio,
Yeah.
Liverpool will show up next week Sunday. Look, the marine spirit that tend to drive this team forward. But you know, Liverpool is a team founded by
Team
fishermen.
on the docks, yeah.
Yeah, fishermen. They formed that team. Somebody's team
It's
was
in the
formed by
marine
pensioners. The Liverpool, they are driven by marine spirit.
Yeah,
And next
oh my
week,
goodness.
City will see that.
Eric, thoughts on that game?
Look,
Thoughts on the Liverpool game?
A few things stood out for me. First of all, the resilience of Liverpool, the character that they have to play 4 games in 11 days with
Yes.
all the injuries that they have currently in their team, with mostly a young squad, and to win every single one of those games. That's brilliant. They are a really top team under a top manager. Nottingham Forest have themselves to blame. So many chances missed, especially by Elanga. He had so many chances, so many
These
opportunities
are the things
to put
Nathan Kwa
players
has been
through.
talking about when it comes to Ilanga.
Exactly. Third thing I want to note, and Liverpool fans might not be happy about it, but the referee had a huge part to play in that goal they scored.
What was the
You
issue
mean
there?
extra time added?
No, not the extra time added. First of all, Nottingham Forest had a corner, which was put into the box, and then Konate went down with a head
His head.
injury.
But Nottingham Forest, they were in possession of the ball at the time.
They were in possession of the ball.
And then he gave the ball back.
gave the ball to Liverpool,
Liverpool,
as a drop ball, which
was
shouldn't
wrong.
have been the
Which
case.
shouldn't have.
First of all, if you look at that
No,
sequence,
that's definitely true.
yeah, if you look at that sequence, Yates definitely kicked Konate in the head. That should have been a foul. But once the referee did not give the foul,
Yeah.
and the ball continued all the way to the right with Nottingham Forest, and he stopped play, the ball should have been returned to Nottingham Forest. Because right from that play, about a minute and a half after that,
elapsed.
Liverpool got
Yeah.
the corner, and eventually they got the goal. So that's being said. Fourth thing and final point, Callum Hudson-Odoi. He had an opportunity to clear the ball.
Yep.
Decided to dribble, lost it, and McAllister put the ball in. That is why he is playing at Nottingham Forest and not at a top club like Chelsea or Manchester United or Liverpool. As a player, you need to be better. You
Have
need
you
to
seen
make
him
better
run before?
decisions.
A player who breaks his back when he's running. You've not been watching him. You watch him. When he's running. Yeah, he's running. Come on, get out.
Don't do that. Let's get more
He's never
highlights.
been serious.
Let's get more highlights in. Let's check out that game between Tottenham and Crystal Palace. Really drama-filled game. Palace were in the lead and then allowed Tottenham to turn the game around in no time. After that, we'll get an extra game with the Manchester derby. So back-to-back highlights, and then we'll get to the tactical board. Welcome back. Let's get to the tactical board now. Coach, what do you have for us?
Okay, so we just did back-to-back games. So
let's
I'm going to highlight
Tottenham.
some few of the goals.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the exit goal
Okay.
and then the Spurs equalizing goal and then the Romero goal. Then I'll move to the Manchester derby
Okay.
and I'll talk about the first 3 goals, that of Rashford and Foden first and second goal. So let's start with the easy one.
Okay.
That one, there's absolutely nothing too much to talk about. The only thing to talk about was the decision that the goalkeeper had to make. He had to make a decision based on where the free kick was awarded. If you pause it there, oh no, let's go. Let it go, and then when the free kick is going to be taken, then I'll just do my thing there, then we move on. Okay, let me pause it here. Now, when you pause it here, that ball is very central. because the ball is very central, or anytime the ball is that central, it's a bit very difficult for the goalkeeper to form a wall and pick a spot. The goalkeepers are often told that no matter how central the ball is, you cannot be in the goalpost and having divided attention. I'm going to go right. I'm going to go left. So they are told, give the wall a responsibility.
And then take the other side.
And then take the other side. And that was exactly what he did. He had positioned the wall to take care of the right-hand side of his goal. So look at this place, or at this moment, he was positioning the wall. Watch him. He's still not gone by. Then he moves. So let's go. Now,
yeah, so he moves to the other
he
side.
He moved to the other side. Once he moves to the other side, fundamentally, what he did wrong, everybody watching, he's standing on the line. You cannot be on the goal line. You need to take 2 steps or 1 step forward. And what does that do? That actually narrows down the angle and give you a chance to make the save. But the moment you stay on
it's
the
why they don't allow you to come forward during penalty.
Exactly. The moment you stay on the line, you've widened the angle. So even if you get the direction of the ball and the ball is hit with power, you may not get there. And in this case, that was exactly what happened. And what even made it even difficult for him to make the pass, he was still undecided. So if I roll it out, you see that just before the kick was taken, he moved to the right before adjusting to come back. So he did everything wrong apart from setting the wall. Okay? He did everything wrong apart from setting the wall. So let's go there again. Watch him. Watch. See? He had his position right at this stage. Then look, he's going to
still
shift
looks
his body.
undecided.
You see? Look, he's shaking. Don't know
it's like
exactly.
he doesn't know where.
Then you go right, then bang into the back of the point out. Now let's go to the second goal. You see, at times, some players make coaches' work very difficult. If I was the coach, I would be immediately substituting the Crystal Palace defender, Anderson. This is why. I'll roll this, and when it comes back, then I'll point it out. Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. Just watch him. Just watch him. All right. So now before I begin to credit the Spurs player, at this stage, everybody watch this. Let me just bring this back a little bit. Everybody watch this. At this ground, come back. Let me move it. It goes. Go.
I think this is the first sequence.
Exactly. Let's end it here. Look at him. He had so many options. Why didn't he? Let's play here. Stop it. Why didn't he go back to the goalkeeper, who you can clearly see him widely opening his hands?
And there's a Palace player covering just in case the keeper doesn't receive.
You either
properly.
go to the goalkeeper or to play it simple. This is what a John Terry or a Vidic would have done. True.
Play to touch.
Because this is one of the centre back. He's completely out of position.
Yep.
So you don't complicate issues when you move out of your area and you step in another man's zone in order to help him out. You play it simple. He didn't do that. Now let's go. Let's roll it up. He's the goal scorer here. Timo Werner.
No, hit that again. Yeah.
Okay. Timo Werner is the goal scorer here. This is Werner. Second point. The deliverer of the kick needed to go this way, bring this thing somewhere here. That was the area he needed to put the ball. Werner knew that he could come here or he could go there. But tactically, he knew that once he comes in front of this player, he's giving the player every chance to close him down. So there was no need to do that. So if you watch his movement, he tried moving, then he checked, and then he went back and gave himself every opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. It will roll again, and you see it better. It will roll here, you see it better. There you go. Anderson falters, win the ball off. Now, this is a better view. Look at Werner here. Timo Werner here. He decided he could have come here, he could have gone there.
So you can even see at this point that so he has his head up and he's
viewing
his
situation.
options.
And once the player went through, it was better to put the ball here, and that was exactly what the young man's goal, or the Romero goal that Crystal Palace considered. That was the one that even annoyed me the most. At this level, this is routine throw-in. Just look at what Madison did. He's just hopefully kicking the ball up. Who is he passing the ball to?
Nobody
That
in
was a
particular.
hopeful ball.
Yes, nobody
Now
in
look at the
particular.
Crystal Palace's defenders. Look at them. Look at them. Oh, this thing.
I think you should
Okay,
just
let
calm
me
down.
just go look at
Yeah,
them.
you
Look at
can
them.
just highlight them. There.
They have everything under control. Now, in tactical analysis, this player here can see this gap. But this Crystal Palace player, this one here, that is not aware of what is behind him.
Yeah.
So because he's not aware and you can see, you need to close him up. Close the gap. And the goalkeeper too is not communicating. Look, defending is one of the most difficult things to do. Because when you are the defending
You need to be
team,
consistently talking.
your goalpost is right behind you.
Yeah.
So if you don't talk regularly with your players, you tend to falter. Now, Madison just hopefully ballooed the ball up there. Now watch him. So this highlights everybody better. Now, Madison just ballooed the ball, and then look at the goalkeeper. He saw it, but he was late in anticipating. And that, in my view, was a very bad goal to concede. From nowhere.
Because there's enough Crystal Palace players in there. One,
Exactly.
2, 3, at least four
Four
of
of them.
to be able to cover up.
Four of them.
And there's just one player.
One player who was
Spurs
the
player in
target.
the mix.
And these three here, 1, 2, 3, the three of them, they had it under control. And at least these two, the Spurs' defender, Romero, defender, he was in between the two of them. But the one who could see him better was the one behind the Crystal Palace defender. But he couldn't deal with the situation, and that was the end of the day. Now, after this one, I'm going to go back. Let's go to the Manchester derby.
Let's take a break here, actually. So just hold your horses there. So Coach has been giving us a breakdown of the Spurs game against Crystal Palace, how Crystal Palace literally threw that game away. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get into the Manchester derby, and then we'll do a tactical breakdown of that game. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Let's get to the tactical analysis of that Manchester derby between Man United and Manchester City. Coach, take it away.
Okay, so we'll look at Rashford's first goal and how Man City considered that goal. From nowhere, let it roll. It will come back during the replay, then I'll actually begin to explain why I think it was a very bad goal to concede on the part of Manchester City. And I'll highlight the importance. Okay, so this is everything. This is Onana.
Yeah.
At this stage, as to how Luis Diaz here, he thinks Bruno Fernandes is in an offside position. What made it even worse was Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker too thought Bruno Fernandes was offside. So Walker just stood there raising his hand out of nothing. But Bruno actually did a forward run, checked back, and went this way. So he played, and the player who was actually playing Bruno Fernandes onside was Nathan Ake. So when Onana went long, everybody just watch the body language of Kyle Walker. So when Onana eventually went long, look at Kyle Walker. At this stage, he's still there raising his hand.
Looking for
that
the
Bruno is offside.
Yeah.
Now look at the goal scorer. This is Marcus Rashford. That is Rashford right there. Look at how far he is.
Literally runs from his own house.
That's it. But naturally, per the shape of the team, whose marker was that? That was Kyle Walker's marker.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker should have clearly seen the situation. Okay, if he's not offside and he's onside, where is
I should
my
be
marker?
keeping side of him. yeah.
Okay, then you the Phil Foden's first goal. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal by all standard. Most people are saying that maybe Rashford should have been given the foul. I looked at it again and again and again, and I said, the referee could have given it. This is why I think the referee should have given it. Because Rashford had his body in between the ball and Kyle Walker. There was no way Kyle Walker was going to get to the ball without touching Rashford.
True.
So the moment there was a hand on Rashford, and Rashford went down, I think the referee should have given the foul. He didn't give the foul. People do argue that Rashford, yes, there was that contact, but he went down too easily. So because of that, he didn't also help the referees out to give the foul. But I do believe that if he had stayed on his feet, that shouldn't have been the touch to take him down. He had a dozen for the taking, and he should have put Manchester United 2-0 up. Now, when this roll, let me pause it here. At this stage, There's absolutely no danger. Manchester United had men behind the ball, proper defensive cover,
they have good.
everything. But again, this is the goal scorer, Phil Foden. He's the one who actually eventually puts the ball in the back of the net. Who is Phil Foden marker? Phil Foden marker is Victor Lindelof. Lindelof at this stage is overly interested in helping Johnny Evans deal with Erling Haaland. You cannot do so. At this level, you should trust your partner. That once
so it's supposed to be one-on-one marking.
At this level, where was your marker? Because the ball was moving in such a way that there's no way Phil Foden should have been left free. Now everybody look, tactically, why Phil Foden put the ball in the back of the net. The ball didn't go to him here. Look at Linda, still walking. Still walking. Let me pause it there. If you are dealing with a player this skillful, this technically gifted, you don't stand 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards away from him. You don't do that. In Ghana, you will say, give him what? Close marking. Get closer to him.
Yeah.
Now, the moment he didn't do that, to every young player, I've said this here before, and I'm going to repeat it. The arc, as we see, this arc here, the one in front of the 18 yard, this line here, the arc. No, sorry, let me delete that. The arc, that box you see there, what known as the semicircle, that is the goalpost. That is where the goal is. From end to end is the goal. So normally players are told, now when you see the arc, you've seen the goal.
Means you have
you don't
angle.
need to look at where the goal is. Just keeps your eye on the arc when you strike the ball.
And even so, for a left-footed player with a cultured left foot like this,
left foot.
When he opens up his body in
and
that
he sees
spot,
the
angle is there for
going.
him.
So look at what Foden did. And then I was so much disappointed in Kobe Mainoo. But at this stage, the man was completely gassed out. He was tired. A typical, if Casemiro was the one standing closer here, this is Kobe Mainoo. If that was Casemiro, I don't think Phil Foden gets that shot away. Because Casemiro would have come for him. He would have closed him down, slide him down, and even block the shot. But look at Kobe Mainoo. He was virtually walking. Come to him. He didn't come.
It's almost as if they didn't think he was going to take the shots. Equally shocking for me because before the goal, he had threatened like multiple times to do exactly what he had done.
And when we started the second half, Pep, you could clearly realize that in the first half, he was very wide. He stayed there. But in that second half, Pep actually gave him the line so that,
move around.
Don't limit yourself here. Move around and look at the blind side of the other guys who may not see you coming. Now let's go to look at his final goal. Yes, the final goal here. Phil Foden. Beautiful. Let's look at Phil Foden's second goal. Now again, let me pause it here. At this stage, there were serious defensive issues with Manchester United. Serious defensive issues. The issues was like I had spoken about earlier. The gap in between Casemiro and Phil Foden was too big a gap. These are technical players. So when you give them the ball for them to control and turn, they will pick the pass. So once the ball came from Kevin De Bruyne to Phil Foden, Casemiro had it. So once he controlled, he couldn't close him down. So he stood off him. And once you stand off him like that, he will pick the pass. So watch. He dazzle. Then let me pause again. Varane also makes the same mistake. If I bring it back a bit, Varane also makes the same mistake by not closing Alvarez down. And Casemiro, without a doubt, at this stage was very tired. He couldn't live from Manchester United. But you don't blame them. They had chased the ball for close to what? 80 minutes. Naturally.
Mentally tired.
Mentally tired. And if there were proper defenders on the bench, United should have done the changes in time, but they couldn't do that. But there was no doubt that Man City was going to win this. If Rashford had not glorified himself in that stunner of a goal he scored, he should have put Manchester United 2 goals up.
He should have, by the 27th minute, he should have had a hat-trick.
Exactly. Because he had, after scoring
two glorious opportunities.
2 glorious opportunities to go on and score. But you don't do that.
Chances that were easier than the goal he scored.
He actually, and I'm sure that Ten Hag substituted him when he went back to look at the video and saw how soft he went down. come on, come and sit down. You are not helping the cause of the team. So tactically, these are the things I want to point out today.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff there, highlighting the defensive frailties of Manchester United. Let's get back-to-back highlights of the Bundesliga games that happened. There was a game between Cologne and Bayer Leverkusen, and then we'll also get that game between Freiburg and Bayern Munich. So back-to-back highlights, we'll come back in studio and discuss. So Bayer Leverkusen have gone 10 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga table. Now, guess what? Alex Grimaldo, the left wing back, they bought him from Benfica. He has 11 goals and 11 assists this season.
Wow.
Jeremy Frimpong has 10 goals and 10 assists this season.
Wow.
Both of them are playing. They are not midfielders. They are fullbacks. They're actually wing backs.
Look, I don't know how Xabi Alonso does this, but he's proven to be the next generation.
Yeah. His
of
tactics
coaches.
are a good blend of pressing and tiki-taka, like a very good blend. In the end, they thrive on space.
I listened to Jose when he was asked about him. He said this man has been coached by Rafa Benitez.
Yep.
He's been coached by
Jose Mourinho.
Pep
Guardiola.
Pep Guardiola.
Carlo Ancelotti.
By Carlo Ancelotti. His father was a coach.
Yep.
So there's absolutely no reason why he should not be the best of the next generation.
I mean, if you think about Alonso, the central midfielder, and how he used to play, you wouldn't really be surprised by what he's doing.
Really organized.
He had proper tactical awareness as a player.
Yep.
Don't forget, he was the only midfielder who, under the Spanish dominance, Vicente de Bosque and the rest needed to add him to boost Iniesta.
Yep.
He was the reason why Iniesta in the Spanish team will always play out left, wide left, to accommodate him alongside Xavi and then Sergio Busquets. But he's a brilliant passer. I was watching a clip of the Leverkusen training session. Do you know what he does?
He takes part in the session. He
takes part in the session.
Yep.
And he teaches the player or the players how to pass the ball, the weight behind the ball, the channels in which the ball will have to go as he, like, more or less regulate the movement, the off-the-ball movement. And I was, wow.
Yeah.
This is something.
And truth is, players always have extra respect for coaches who not can only talk the talk, but can actually show you exactly what they are telling you.
That's what Pep does. When you watch Pep Guardiola training session, that's what he
These
also
are young.
does.
They are not too far removed from their playing days, so they can still
easily
practically
demonstrate. If the coach is able to demonstrate, you are being paid good money.
Yeah.
You
are young and still athletic.
And I'm told, no, you get up. I'm told Xabi Alonso is a proper disciplinarian.
Yeah.
You cannot be coached by Pep, Mourinho, Ancelotti,
and
Rafa Benitez, and not be a disciplinarian. So look, I'm not surprised. I'm happy.
I mean, you can't even be disorganized and be top of the table by 10 points.
Look, they've not lost a game yet.
Yep.
All season,
all
in all competition, they've not lost a game yet. And I'm happy he's going to put an end to this Bayern Munich nonsense.
Hopefully.
They've won the league 10 or 11?
10 on the bounce.
It has to stop.
That's a proper Farmers League. I mean, snap thoughts on the Bayer Leverkusen situation.
Look, for Bayern, there's a clear problem, and I'm starting to notice it quite a bit. Getting late into games, even when they are ahead, there's a nervousness that's spread throughout the team because of what is going on around the club. They are not getting the results. The manager is leaving at the end of the season. The fans aren't happy. They are desperate to catch up with Leverkusen. So from the 80th, 75th, 80th minute mark,
there's some nervousness about their game
that spreads throughout the whole team. And it's not just the defense, it's not just the midfield, even the front line too. So taking chances, there are desperation shots. In midfield, they can't break down any play. They are letting players through. In defense, they are committing really silly errors that are leading to goals. And it's affecting them. Obviously, the results are not coming. They've dropped points yet again to a team that is running through the league. And what Alonso has done is he's allowed the fullbacks or wing-backs freedom to join the attack whenever they can. He's not restricting them. Obviously, they have their defensive work to do. Exactly. And they're happy to do that. They're happy to go up and down the pitch because that is the level of fitness they have. And any manager would want fullbacks like these who can run up and down the pitch every single minute for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is what they are doing. And they've been given the freedom to
I
do
love
so.
the fact that, you see, the thing about football is a lot of the time you'll be asked to play in roles that you don't like. But because you must play in a team, you must do your bit. I tell you this, look, I don't think Grimaldo and Frimpong have ever had more fun playing the game of football in their life.
Of course.
I don't think they've
11,
ever...
11, 10, 10.
That's they are absolutely. When I see Frimpong, he's enjoying himself. Like you can tell that.
I hear that if Bayern Munich were to lose against Lazio, they will not wait for the man to finish the season.
You see, I was just about to ask that. Do you think that was a problem? I mean, you know that you're going to replace the manager at the end of the season. Why not just sack him?
I think that is what they should have done. They should have just sacked him and get somebody to walk in and change the mindset of the players.
Yeah, because you have over 10 games to go. I mean, what are players supposed to do with a manager they know is getting fired at the end of the
time they made the announcement, I think they were 5 points off the pace. By making the announcement, they're now 10 points off the pace. So that is a huge issue. I'm not sure they handled it well.
Bayern Munich. Well, we are happy for the farmers' reign to come to an end. So hopefully Leverkusen can actually see this.
No, they'll win it.
No, me, I don't want to start counting. Dortmund have showed me.
This is not the 38th league game. After 34, they're about 26, 27 now. They win.
Yeah. Let's get to a game that also was, I mean, roused with controversy during the weekend. Real Madrid Football Club were up at the Mestalla against Valencia. Jude Bellingham thought he had scored what was supposed to be a goal that was supposed to give his team the maximum points, only for it to be ruled out because the referee said the whistle had already gone. Bellingham went complaining and then he saw red. It was very, very crazy, really, end to that game. But let's check out the highlights of that game. Real Madrid-Valencia. Very, very controversial decision there, but we don't even have any time to dissect any of that. Just snap thoughts, 20 seconds or 10 seconds each.
That was bad referee.
Yeah.
How do you blow the whistle when a team is on the attack like that? You don't do that.
The referee was in the hurry to close. He was in the hurry to close the game. Let me read a few messages to close out the show. This one says, I perfectly agree with Coach. The first goal is indeed suspicious. CAF should investigate. Hey, Jackson from Asharman. Oseya from Sunyani says, the Queen's last goal considered shows why there is someone lying behind the wall these days. I think Edwin was even mentioning that. Bravo, Kotoko. Dreams go higher. Hayford from Kukom with that one. Osaberi Steven from Whole Teaching Hospital says, psychological medicine department. I really enjoyed Hearts of Folk playing today. With time, the team will come good. This one says, bonsoir, Monsieur Nketia. Edi Ativi from Lome, Togo says, yes, Coach is right. We should give our full support to the Black Queens. They will conquer Africa one day. The standard of female football in Africa is very high. Merci beaucoup. Thank you as well. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch the show. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Edwin. Same time next week, Scorecard will be back on your screens.